You're late.
Yeah, no traffic
No
today.
traffic. Summer, the kids are back in school, so it's changing.
Do you need a cushion? Give her a cushion.
It's a little bit shaky, Swamiji. You won't fall, but don't lean on it. Oh my goodness.
When I was inquiring about you, you went to Portland or what?
To go visit Diane.
How is she doing?
Very good.
Your leg will go to sleep. Take a cushion. You cannot sit like this for a long time. There are plenty cushions are there. Be comfortable. I remember I was telling the Boston Swami, Maharaj, your chairs are very hard and very austere. You should put some cushions. Then he was mad at me. Do you want to put my audience to sleep? Then when I first went to St. Louis, we have very nice mahogany wood, nice chairs. 120 chairs are there. So one doctor came to me and said, Swami, I'd like to give you some Christmas gift. I said, really? You want to give me a gift? I said, yes. Christmas gift. I'm going to buy 120 cushions for me and put on every chair. And the doctor did it. 45 years ago. But those cushions, you know, that it's flat, it became broke, you know. They're just that kind of things, you know, materials, it goes flat. Then, by the age of 10 years ago, again, I told her, you know, those cushions are all gone. We should have new cushions. So one person came forward to have a bid, and I think $15 or $20 per cushion they charge. I thought that's good. I want that people should sit comfortably. Kali Mandir austere, you will have to sit.
Swamiji, we want people to sit comfortably, but not too comfortably.
But those things with those benches, cushion benches, they came from St. Louis. Made in China, the Kullan and myself, we went to check. Usha gave the information, so we went to that company. And just I liked it. I told him, yes, yes. And then Usha said, come here, there is a room there, Devuti. Then, then do you know what happened? But according to their, you can see there. Then according to their rules, they cannot send to California. You can send to Nevada. So the whole shipment came to Las Vegas.
To Tapan's house.
Then Tapan, the one Kali Mandir Jabuchis brought those things here.
We rented a van and
But those cushions are very good.
They're good.
I shall tell you one of my stories. When I joined the monastery, in one room, 5 people, no privacy. Then went to the another place, one room, 2-3 persons, but it is a Banjari's room, very crowded. All people are coming there. Went to training center, one room, 4 brahmacharis. Came back, one room, 3 persons. So I was praying to Sri Ramakrishna, Master, give me a single room so that I can meditate long hours at night. So after 8 or 9 years, I got one single room. After long prayer, then we have 5th floor, we have one meditation room. I do not like to meditate all close side by side. So I was trying to meditate on my bed because I have a single room on the 4th floor. But do you know what happened? Bed began to cry. Bed was telling me, you worked so hard. I was a proofreader. You read so many hours. You were tired. Why don't you lie down? So after 15 minutes, I obeyed the bed. I lay down. Then after a few days, I was thinking, I'm cheating myself. Then I told my body, no, you cannot meditate here. Go to the 5th floor roof. Big roof. It's a big building. Open roof. You sit here. And the asana, kushasana. Kushasana means a kind of straw. Very, even your leg, your skin may cut. Very hard. I can sit in the cushion. And you cannot move here till the dinner bell goes at 9 o'clock. Dong. So I must not give up my habit. I must sit 1 hour minimum. Then again I discipline myself. You see, if you try to meditate on bed will cry. Hi, lie down on me. I still remember. Oof, no privacy. I used to, in Belur 2 years, I used to meditate in Swamiji's temple on the upper floor facing the Ganges. There's some mosquitoes. Then I thought I shall sit just on the embankment on the Ganges. That round those things are there. So I sat there. Because wind, the Ganges air will blow away the mosquitoes. Big mosquitoes in 60s. And now there is no mosquito. So I used to calculate, if I get samadhi, I may not fall into the Ganges. So I calculate the distance so that I can sit in the middle. If I fall, I'm not falling into the Ganges. Through calculation, I sat down. I was in my 20s, you see, a lot of imagination. So, how funny. But problem, rainy season and winter, very difficult. So I went to Swamiji's room. Very few people have access there. The room where Swami Vivekananda lived and passed away. So that room, I had a special key. So I went inside, and where Swamiji's shoes or sandal there I imagine. But problem, mosquitoes, so big, like a syringe, take the blood, like that way they will take out. They're all devotees, they love blood from the monks. So then how can I save myself? I do not have any winter, no woolen clothes. So I bought a shawl. They gave me a shawl, very thick, which is handloom, so that the mosquito cannot penetrate. So I covered myself. Then I said the mosquitoes are trying to bite my forehead. So I put it like this, So it's long, so that I can breathe and I can meditate. I wanted to buy a pair of sandals. But if you, in the temple, if you go outside, if it is leather sandal, somebody may steal, take away. So I bought a sandal, 4 annas. And old tire, they cut it, and then they wrap it, and they put nail. So even a thief will not steal. And it is rainy season, if rain comes, no problem. So in my website, that sandal is there. I'm standing with that sandal. You can buy from the Calcutta footpath, sidewalk. So funny. Oh my goodness. तव कथामृतं ताप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये बुरिदा जनाः. The nectar of the words is the life for those who are scourged by the world, the words which have been uttered by the knowers of truth, which wipe out sins, the very hearing of which is beneficial, which are beautiful, pleasing to the ears, pleasing to the hearts, which are inexhaustible. Those who recount them on the earth are the givers of plenty. Oh, peace, 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 people. Stories of the Vedanta Monks, which is a volume 2. Tonight we shall talk about Swami Muktananda, Bonobihari Maharaj, known as Bon Baba. When I was reading his life this afternoon, tears came from my eyes because I knew him personally. I have not seen another person like him in the field of action. How work can be worship is demonstrated. In our order, first work and worship. Those who are beginners, you must work and you must meditate. Active life and contemplative life must go together, side by side. Work and worship. Second, work as worship. Third, work is worship. So this person's work is worship. How? He demonstrated. One of his assistants wrote, when the Swami died, I think he died like of 90, he died in 93. 96 or 1996, 15th June, he passed away. This young man became his assistant, and the head Swami told him, "Do you know this monk? He is called Bon Baba. Name is Bono Bihari Maharaj. Bono Bihari is another name of Krishna. Bona means forest. Bihari means indweller, lives in the forest. Krishna. So this Swami is Bon Baba. Very famous. People call that he is living Shiva. Shiva in life, in person. Be careful to serve this monk. That brahmachari who wrote it, he was instructed by the head Swami. At that time he was 81 years old. But after breakfast he will go to the hospital, and his job is to dress the surgical patients. After surgery, he will do bandage, gauze, all these things, cleaning. That is his job. Well, his dressing was worth seeing, as if he is performing a ritual worship in the shrine. While cleaning the wound, he used to smile and say sweet words and tell some stories, so that the patient's mind will not be in the body. And he will take away your mind from the body, so that you will not get any pain. Well, sometimes we see some bad odor from that surgical room, but it did not bother me at all. The brahmachari says, one day I asked Maharaj, don't you get that bad odor? No, I don't get any bad odor. This brahmachari joined on the 15th January in 1885 in the Ramakrishna Mission Home of Service. So I say a few words about this Ramakrishna Mission Home of Service. This center started with a quarter rupee, foreigners. 3 young men read Swami Vivekananda's books and came to know, serve human beings as God. So they are excited. They heard something new. Serve human beings as God. So what did they do? They come in inside. Please come in. Come, there is bench there. Yes, she can sit there. Come in. Bring the chair inside. She could sit inside if she...
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Sorry, you got me.
So this brahmachari got a chance to serve these old monks. But seeing his calm, serene face, I was very much impressed. Shivogane Jivo Seva, that they learned. What happened? They found an old woman on the sidewalk, was almost dying. Unclean. So these 3 boys took her up took her and took her to a house and cleaned her and went to a shop and bought some warm milk and fed this old woman. That was the beginning of the Ramakrishna Mission, Home of Service, Benares. Started with a sick woman. Another story I must tell you, how Ramakrishna Mission started. It was in 1897. There was a famine in Bengal. A Muslim girl, 14 years old, went to a pond to bring some water with a earthen pitcher. This girl, while bringing water to her home, that pitcher broke. And that girl began to cry on the street. And Swami Akhandananda, one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, was passing by. So this girl cried to this monk. With the monks they call it Baba, Father. My mother will beat me. Why? We are very poor, we have no food. We have one earthen pot for cooking and one earthen jar for bringing water. But my jar broke, my mother will beat me. That Swami had only 4 annas in his pocket. He bought a pitcher with 2 pies, gave to this girl. And 2 pies he bought some puffed rice and fed that girl. Immediately several children flocked him. Father, we have no food, feed us. So he had 3 annas in his pocket that he spent and fed these children. That was the starting point of the Ramakrishna Mission in 1897. So anyhow, I am just telling you that it is Swami Vivekananda said, serve human beings as God. Ramakrishna also said that. Anyhow. So it was later one of the brahmacharis joined. So a senior Swami, I think it is Swami Kedar Baba, Vachalananda. Hello, give me the report of the hospital today. Maharaj, today we have 3 new patients. Patients? Bas. Patients? We have no patients here. We have all Narayanas. They are all gods. No patient. We are still alive now. We were thinking, Swamiji asked us to serve human beings as God. So whoever comes to you is God. And you are telling patient. Amazing. Still they call it, do you know what? The kitchen is called Narayan's kitchen. The store is called Narayan's store. The patients are called Narayana, God. That is the custom of that hospital. No patient, gods. So this boy got a scolding. There is no patience here, all are gods. Patient. Then he quoted, Swami Turiyananda said, if you serve human beings as genuinely God, within 3 days he will be illumined. Then he was telling, a great scholarly monk came from Hardwar to Benares and he was giving a lecture. So this great monk was taken to the hospital for a guided tour. And this brahmachari was explaining that this is the Narayana's kitchen. These are the Narayana's place. This is everything Narayana, Narayana he mentioned. So during lecture he mentioned, today I learned something new. Even this young monk, his attitude towards God, he is introducing everything belongs to God. That means seeing God in everything and every being. That is the ultimate goal of the Vedanta philosophy. These brahmacharis, these people are practicing, which we have learned, which you have heard from the scriptures. This brahmachari is practicing. I say Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Even the kitchen, stove, medicine, shop, everything belongs to Narayana. When his drishti, his outlook, always towards God. Then this brahmachari wrote Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Muktananda's family. He was born, he was from Odisha. Then his father moved to Midnapur district, which is in West Bengal. And he was 3 brothers and 2 sisters. No, 3 brothers, 1 sister. Sorry, 2 sisters, 4 brothers. And this boy went to school but did not finish the school. He loved to move around freely in the village. He used to play some flute. Bonobihari, name of Krishna. So he was very devotional. When he was in 8th grade, he stood first, so his father gave him a watch. And he was very happy when then he joined in the freedom movement. Quit India. They are trying to throw away the British from India. So India got freedom in 1947. Anyhow, he was a worshipper in the temple, but he was caught by the police. But seeing that young man, very devotional nature, they released him. They did not take him to jail. It was in 1926. He joined the monastery in Kantai, in Kanthi. Then he was transferred to Midnapur, then Belur Math, and we could not finish the school, but Swami Shivananda, a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, initiated him. So Swami Omkarananda ji said, you go to Devghar and you complete your school. But Maharaj, I don't want to go to school anymore. But after staying in Belur Math few days, he got malaria fever. Mahapurush Swami Shivananda sent him to Banaras. You see, Bengal is full of malaria at that time. In UP, they are less. So he went to Banaras Hospital in 1929 and began to serve and nurse these patients. And sometimes he used to go to bake food from door to door, mushti bhikka. Do you know what do they do? Perhaps you in your home they will go. Every day you will put 1 handful of rice in a jar. Then at the end of the week, a monastery will come and you will take that rice to home, to their monastery. That is called mushti bhikka. Every day a householder will give 1 handful of rice to the monks. So he used to collect this rice from different homes. That is the way this monastery would survive. He used to tell his experience that seeing handsome young man came to bake food. I remember when I got when you get our final house, 3 days you will have to beg from door to door. Barefoot, no shirt, one dhoti and one chador. In the village, remote village, you will have to go barefoot. 1 meal a day. So I went to a home. Seeing me, one lady opened the door. So I said, Buddha, Narayana, Hari. They gave me some. They knew that, but that woman perhaps wasn't familiar. Seeing me, he said, my goodness, you want to bake food? I'm going, yes, that is our custom. You will not have to go for begging from other homes. I shall give you the whole meal. Well, no, I cannot have your whole meal. We shall have to beg either 3 homes or 5 homes or 7 homes. In a cloth bag, you will have to pour food, cooked food. Uncooked food I shall not take. Money I shall not take. You will have to give me cooked food. Then that I shall eat sitting on the bank of the Ganges. 3 days. That way that you are coming from a great family, great education, this and forget everything. You will be a beggar. That is the custom. We had to go through it. So, seeing him, that woman, another place I went, that woman said, I have not yet started cooking, but I won't let you go from my house either without food. You will have to stand here. I shall fry an eggplant, which can be done very quickly. Stay here. I stood on the street. That woman went, cut an eggplant, fried it, and put into my bag. I won't let you go. You will have to stand here. I stood on the street. This is the kind of training we have. One day, do you know what happened? Lu means some kind of sunstroke. In UP, in Bihar, there's some hot wind blows, and if you get it, you will get sunstroke. Some people die. At that time, do you know what is the antidote? Mango, raw mango. You boil it and mix it with the water that you drink. That will reduce the heat of your body. So some people get unconscious. One of our Swamis died. He was the president of Vedanta Ashram. Well, I was about to die. I was carrying a load nearly 120 pounds, weight I am carrying. And I had that kind of sunstroke. Then when I lost consciousness, then I found some people are throwing water over my body, putting water into my mouth and fanning with hand fan. Slowly I got back my consciousness. In 1929, Swami Shivananda came to Benares and he was seated on a chair. All monks went to bow down to him. So, seeing Bonabihari, Mahapurush Maharaj made a comment, this boy was very good, healthy, but he was suffering from malaria in Belud Math and had no food, became very sickly. So I sent him to Benares. Now I see he is in very good shape. Then he told him, stay here. And they said, I shall give you the brahmacharya vow, at the same time I shall give you ochre cloth. So as a brahmachari, he could put on ochre cloth. So it was the Guru Bhakti Vishwas, whatever Guru said, he stayed in Benares. And then he became Muktananda later. Narayan Shiva says that Ramakrishna Math. His daily routine, early in the morning, he will get up. He will go to the Ganges, take bath, carrying a bowl of water in his water carrier, will come to Shiva temple, pour that water on the head of Shiva, and then he will practice in japam and meditation, come back to the monastery, and drink tea, and then he go to the hospital. I watched him. He will come, in the big leg, his feet big, walking, mark on his forehead of Shiva. And when he comes to the temple, all priests, pandas, all people should go. No visitors, no pilgrims. Bon Baba Aya. They think that he is living Shiva. All, if we go, there's some from the back, push. You cannot touch even the deity. But when he comes, all priests will protect him. He is so much respected. Do you know why? Because people had faith that if he touches a patient, that patient will be cured. Then he will eat, and then some rest, and then he will go to Kedar temple, and there on the bank of the Ganges he will meditate. 40 years he practiced this sadhana. Then he told one of his life stories. After his Brahmacharya house, he was coming from the Ganges and worshipping Vishwanath and Annapurna. He entered the Advaita Ashrama. And then, when he was Shivashrama, he saw that near the outdoor patient's place, a young woman was coming toward him. So, seeing that young, beautiful woman, he stood. Mohilati, that girl's age is then 16 to 18 years old. Very beautiful. Then the girl said to Bon Baba, "What do you want to see? You want to see?" Immediately she removed cloth from his breast, open breast, and he saw that her front portion is full of wounds, and some worms are moving there. Yet the Vibhushan, seeing that he closed his eyes. My goodness, such a beautiful person has this kind of breast, this and that. He said, all of a sudden, Mother, wait here. I shall bring my medicine, all my things, my bandage, everything. I shall treat you. Wait here, Mother, wait here. In this way, he ran and brought his lotion and medicine, and saw that woman was not there. That woman was not there. Then he was inquiring about her to the other people around. Have you seen this beautiful woman? This beautiful? Then he said, it is the Divine Mother came in a vision, and he taught me, the Divine Mother taught me that now you can serve both men and women, everybody. But he took away the Maya from my mind about women. Amazing this. He's telling that this vision I had. In 1934, he went to Munger in Bihar to do the earthquake relief. But before his food, generally he had a Brahminical nature, generally called Pancho Devata. There are 5 kinds of deities he used to put food. Then he will eat. First offer to God, then I shall eat the food. Then Swami Akhandananda saw it. Hey, you put too many rice there. Pancho Devata, 5 particles of rice you give. Remaining rice can be fed these poor people. This devastated by earthquake. Those rice you put too many rice. But how Ramakrishna's disciples taught, you know, little things will show your greatness. Really. How you behave, how you live your lives. Little actions is very, very important. The person who is great, everything is great. Swami Akhandananda told these young monks who are serving who are working in the relief, listen carefully. This work is equivalent to your japam and meditation. There is no difference. This is the way Swamiji taught us. But if somebody put a press relief that Ramakrishna Mission do so much relief work, this and that, Swami did not like it. Swami Akhandananda, he said, you practice japam and meditation. Do you go to advertise? I practice so many japam, I practice so much meditation. No. It is not for advertisement. Your love, your feeling, your service, that is counted. You know, these people demonstrated. Another monk was the eyewitness. But one day, the 3 monks went to, generally, do you know what do they do? In Benares, you can see the sunset over the Ganges. It is beautiful. And some monks go there in the afternoon and they meditate on the staircase, steps, the Ganges, and especially Kedar Ghat. I used to go there and sit. It is a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Some monks, they were closing their eyes, they're repeating mantra and seeing the sunset. Beautiful place. So anyhow, so these 2 monks saw the snake came and went over the body of Bon Baba. And they are so scared, they shouted. But slowly the snake left. Then asked, did you not feel it? No. The snake passed over his body, he did not know it. In 1936, Swami Akhandananda ji was the president of Advaita Ashram, Benares. Hey, Bon Bihari, you are a brahmachari, will you not take the monastic vows? Sri Ramakrishna's direct disciple, Swami Bigyananda, is still alive. Go take sannyas. We know that your guru has given you ochre cloth, but as a formality, you should take your sannyas. So he agreed. So Mahapurush Swami Bigyan Maharaj said that Mahapurush already gave you ochre cloth, all right, I shall cut your shikha. Shikha means topped up here, that your guru will cut. And with shikha, you soak it into ghee and then put into the fire, in the final vows, after 9 years. So, shikha and sutro, the sacred thread, all you will have to give up. And that time he got the name Swami Muktananda. Before he came to Banaras, he took sannyas in Belur Math. He went to Uttarkashi and practiced austerity for 1.5 years. Then he again put his mind in the service. Then after a few years, he went for a pilgrimage and went to Kailash mountain. Oof, it is a very difficult journey at that time in Kailash. For a special reason, he went to Rangoon for some time. Just for a short time. Then again he returned to Banaras. Till 1975, he used to go to Banaras, to Vishwanath, Annapurna, Kedarnath regularly. Then he has osteoarthritis. He could not walk much. So we have a Shiva temple at the gate of our monastery. So he used to worship Shiva there. The Brahmachari writes, when I saw the Swami, I saw he cannot sit cross-legged. Because long hours he stands and does the dressing to the patients, so he does not bend his knees. That I was telling the other Swami. He repeated mantra in such a way, his fingers is all the time like this. His rosary, so his attendant will have to pull the finger. So his attendant, Swami Sharadeshananda, they have to pull the knee. Because sitting cross-legged, they're frozen. The knees are frozen, eyes are frozen. So think of that how many hours repeating mantra, your fingers will be frozen, your knees will be frozen. These monks teach so much austerity, unthinkable. They completely forget the body idea. If you do not see them, you cannot believe that how is it possible. What kind of austerity these people practice. I have seen. He was telling that our hospital was a poor hospital, dressing some bandage. That bandage he will wash with soap, then soaked into some kind of detergent and other things, and he will clean it some various ways so that that bandage can be again reused. But after 4 or 5 times he used to reuse that bandage, he used to clean it, and everything is cleaned with Dettol and other stuff. But so that he can save money of the patients and the hospital. I remember Goshta Maharaj. Goshta Maharaj was the Swami's contemporary. When Goshta Maharaj came, he also, what happened to him? He had some bed sore. So when he came to the hospital, and Swami used to make joke and fun and smile and tell some stories, and at the same time cleaning his wound. As if a loving mother is serving the children. Even some women from very aristocratic families used to come and tell their problems to the Swami. He could not, later on, he could not stand. We used to put a high chair, like a stool, and there, sitting there, he used to do the bandage. The hospital bed, high sometimes. because these people had some faith that if the Swami touches, will be cured. So much faith. But sometimes I saw it. Later on I found he eats 1 meal a day. Uncle Maharaj, we eat and you come at 1:30, 2 o'clock. You eat 1 meal a day. Well, yes. But I perhaps eat a little bit more than all of you. He was making joke. And I remember in the afternoon he used to sit in the veranda. No. Sometimes summer, Benares is very hot. Winter, very cold, extreme climate. With a palm leaf fan, as a bear body. He will not sleep at night. What is called, there is a bed, some kind of camp cot, some bed, and some mosquito curtain. Sleeping in the veranda or outside in summer, so that they can get a little cool, not inside the room. I saw it. I saw him sleeping in the veranda. But one day, patient came late, so Brahmachari was insisting, Maharaj, this is my last time, it will be too late. No, brother, this man has come from a far away and spending money by horse carriage, by carriage. He's a poor person. How can I give up this person? Let it be, I may be a little late for my food, but I must serve him. Did not go for food. You know, feeling for others, that is called true religion to me. Do you feel? That we find among all these monks, how much feeling they had for others. But one day he was eating lunch. A patient came, he said to this brahmachari, you please go right now. Well, no, I'm supposed to serve you. No. A patient has come, you go. A Narayan has come. So he went and found it is an emergency. So he went and served. Then we came back. Well, we gave the injection. He is doing all right. So he was a great relief. He told this brahmachari, first you serve the patients and do the activities, then and come serve me. There is one monk, he used to make some vegetables in the monastery, Mahapurush Maharaj. So he grew some cucumber. So he was asking, some monks were telling, Maharaj, will you not give your cucumber to us? We shall eat. No. First Narayana will eat, then the monks. But are the monks not Narayana? Yes, monks are Narayanas, but Narayana means the patients must get the fresh cucumber from my garden. Then the monks will. They had some fun with the monks. Well, yes, the monks will get cucumber, but first I'll have to serve this Narayana, living Narayana, the patients. He said once the two monks, they had some fight, difference of opinion. Then the strong one gave a slap to the other monk. So this monk left. And the person who hit him, he was searching him. He did not get lunch. Like, where is he? Where is he? He found that he is in a secluded place smoking a bidi. You rascal, you are smoking bidi. Give me, share with me first. So both started to smoke bidi. Bidi is the tobacco, they like cigarette, Cheap countryside cigarette. But again they became friends and they ate together. But Thakur says, Shoter dag, joler dag. The anger of a holy person is just like mark on the water. You hit, mark is there. Then immediately water covers it. Shoter rag, joler dag. A holy man's anger is just like mark on the water. It disappears even instantly. Or some people harbor anger inside, But I remember, I think I told you that the story of Swami Bodhatmananda. I was in training center in 64, 65. So in the dining table, there was some kind of verbal exchange between two monks. Swami Bodhatmananda was lost his, he was a little irritated and spoke very loudly. Next day, I saw he went to that monk's room. He was senior and apologized. And then I saw the two monks are embracing each other. Swami, yesterday I lost my temper. I raised my voice, please forgive me. I just could not meditate in the evening. I could not meditate in the morning. So I came to your room first to remove these things from my mind. So again, two monks, they are embracing each other. Then I went to his room. He was the principal of our training center. So I went to his room. And then Maharaj, then he told me, if there is any friction, any problem with another person, settle it immediately. Next day, don't linger it more than 3 days. Otherwise it will ruin your meditation and japa. Settle it as quickly as possible. It will show your humility. Your meditation is very vital, important. One day this brahmachari who was Swami's attendant was very depressed. Then he says, why are you depressed today? Maharaj, I am very sad. Why? 2 young people died today in the hospital. So I am very sad. Then the Bono Baba was telling a story. Listen to a story. Lord Shiva is in Kailash, in the mountain, always in samadhi, in meditation. And it is the Divine Mother manages his whole affairs. Whole universe is managed by Divine Mother. So Oshini Kumar, they are the two physicians in heaven. They came to Lord Shiva and said, Lord, there are so many problems, disease all over the world. People are suffering. We cannot bear so much problems and physical sufferings. Please do something. So they were খুশি হয়ে যাচ্ছে তখন শিবজি তাদের পাতার ভিতরে রোগের প্রতিকার then Shiva says, this is the method I tell you, all people will be cured. All people will be cured. This is the medicine. So these two physicians of heaven are happy, only going away. Then Parvati, Mother, Divine Mother, stopped them and says, why, what is the matter? Then they told the whole story. Lord Shiva gave me the boon, so nobody will die. Then Parvati went to Lord Shiva. What kind of boon you gave to them? Hey, so nobody will die and people will suffer like anything, and I had to manage the whole universe. You see, I am the Shakti. You are in meditation, in samadhi, you do not understand people's problem. Husband and wife fight. The wife attacked the husband. This creation will be in turmoil. You always close your eyes, smoking hemp. Then Shiva said, "My sweet wife, don't worry. I kept some loopholes. I gave the boon, but I have some condition there." But what is the thing? At that time, when the problem will come, the doctor will forget the medicine. The doctor will forget the medicine. Moti Brahmo. Even the doctor will be confused. Lord Shiva, the Swami Bon Baba told this story to the young brahmachari. The two young people died, don't worry. Lord Shiva. Don't worry, you go and do your duty. Then he was telling his own life story, In young days, during the Navaratri, I used to go to see Navadurga, Navagauri. Then I used to read the Chanji. Then I used to start to serve the Narayana in the hospital. Then I used to visit various Shiva temples. And at that time I heard that in Manikarnika is a cremation ground. Indra Vajreshwar, there is a Shivalinga, his name is Indra Vajreshwar. There's Vajreshwar, that Shiva is under the Ganges. If somebody holding that Shiva and dives, he will be liberated. He will not be born again. He will be free forever. So I decided that holding that Shiva, I shall dive into the Ganges. So in the Shivja Dhan Sran Korbi, early in the morning, I went there. Then I found water is too high. I could not find out the lingam. Three times I tried. 3 days I tried. I failed. Another day I came. Then I heard from inside. A voice was telling me, that custom is for the householders, not for the monks. You go. But 3 times that voice told me. So I returned to the ashram. These are all his visions and spiritual experiences. But Dr. Maharaj used to tell sometimes his life experiences to us and inspire us. Even he pointed out where is the Navadurga, Navagauri's place in Banaras. During the lunar and solar eclipse, he used to repeat mantram sitting at Kedarghat. There is the outdoor patients, that one young man, he was a doctor, but he's a monk. But so many patients would come, so used to get his lunch at 3:30, 4 o'clock. He told Maharaj, what shall I do? Brother, you have come to serve. These people come spending money from a far away, so please serve them. Well, I continued. It's just a funny story. Sometimes at noontime the Swami would go out and he used to go to different lanes to find out any sick people on the street or not. He found a person, very big. He put him in a rickshaw and brought to the hospital. And saw that his whole body is full of filth and dirty and bad odor, this and that. And then he could not lift him up. The rickshaw dropped him in the hospital, he could not lift him up. Then Bonamihari Maharaj began to cry loudly. Who are you here? My father came to perform pilgrimage in Benares. Now he is dying. Listening his cry and loud cry and cry, all monks rushed. They will, what happened? Then all came forward. They thought this old man is Bonabihari Maharaj's father. So they came forward and grabbed him and cleaned him and put ice on him and then took him to bed and then gave medicine. Then a friendly monk asked him that, hey Bonabihari, is he really your father? I do not see any similarity between your father and you. His simple answer was, of course, who else? And if I would not shout, my father is dying, will you people would come? He is an unknown person. He introduced him as my father, not his real father. He is telling that how he served people. At that time there is no electricity. We had the kerosene lantern. And there are 15 or 20 kerosene lanterns, the glass, the chimney, you will have to clean it. I used to do it in my young days in our village. My mother could not do it. Very few boys do. So we used to clean it with the soap, and because during the Second World War we had red kerosene. Red kerosene will bring down dark shadow. White kerosene, no shadow. By black, once a week we get 1 bottle of kerosene oil. Otherwise, Second World War there is no. Kerosene is under control, government. Sometimes candle light, that is the way we do. Or oil lamp, as you see, oil lamp, with that way we should read. No light in village. And just seeing now you people have so much comfort, so many things, and you do not. How hard do you work? So do you know what? Accidentally one kerosene chimney broke. So he was telling me what will happen. Either you will get a scolding from the head Swami, or you beg and buy one. So he begged one piece and bought a kerosene chimney and put it into kerosene lantern. One monk asked Maharaj, now you are old, you cannot go to the temple to worship Lord Shiva. Does it Don't you feel bad? No. Well, how come? How come you don't feel bad? Then he said, do you know why? All the patients come here, I worship them. As I worship with bell leaves in the temple and put in the head of Shiva, that I do it my living gods, these patients. যেমন ধরো, when I do the dressing with saline water or hydrogen peroxide, I think that I am pouring water on the head of Lord Shiva. Then when I put some ointment on the wound of the patient, then I think that I am putting sandal paste on Lord Shiva. Then when I put bell leaves in the Lord Shiva, I think that God's peace, gauze, or the bandage leaves, that is my bell leaves. So this is the way I get joy and satisfaction. If you can serve human beings in this attitude, you will get the tangible result in your spiritual life. I shall stop tonight. It is so, I cannot tell you how inspiring this life is. These people demonstrated Swamiji's message in their lives, how to serve. Swami Akhandanandaji used to tell this verse from the Runti Deva in Bhagavatam. Konu nasyatupayu atra jenaham sarvadehinam antah pravishya satatam bhaveyam dukkha bharavak. Oh Lord, is there any way that I can enter inside the suffering humanity and take away all their sufferings? Is there any way? So that I can carry their all pain, suffering, burden. Is there any way? But this verse of Runtideva changed my life. Swami Akhandananda said. Sometimes we see the disciples of Ramakrishna. It's amazing. Swami Turiyananda says, this verse changed my life. Jivan mukti sukha prapti hetave janma dharitam atmana nitya mukti nanatu samsara kammaya. Why are you born in this world? What for? Why are you in this world? Jivan mukti, to enjoy the freedom while living. How the illumined souls live in this world. Sukha prapti, jivan mukti, sukha prapti. When you are free, illumined, you will get the bliss of Brahman. That is the reason, the experience that bliss you are born. Atmana nitya mukti, no. Your Atman is nitya mukti, you are free. Not to samsara kammaya. You have no other motive to be born in this world. You have no desire. But that verse changed my life. I think Swami Gambhiranandaji told a verse. It is in complete Gita chapter 5, verse 3. Giyo sa nitya sannyasi, yo na deshti, na kankshati. Nirdando hi mahabaho, sukham bandhat pramuchati. Giyo sa nitya sannyasi, that person is a real sannyasi, real monks. You're not deshti, who does not hate anybody. Na kankshati, does not seek, ask anything. Nirdando, he is beyond the pairs of opposites. Happiness, misery, profit, loss, this is called dvando, duality. Pairs of opposites. Nirdando hi mahabhaho, he Arjuna. Nirdando, shukambandhat pramuchate, easily, happily, he gets rid of the bondage of Maya. But that verse changed my life. That verse I practiced in my life. Everybody has some inspiration, in spiritual life. Next Saturday, I shall not be able to give any satsang because I will have to go to Portland. Then next 2 Saturdays there will be satsang. One is 9th, another is 16th. 9th September or 16th September, there will be satsang. Then 22nd, I shall return to St. Louis. Bas. This is Swami.
Oh, he's on the cover. Oh, okay, I've seen him.
All the time, and if you go to bow down, he will always. Thank you. I'm glad that all of you came.
Yeah, good group today, Swamiji.
You know, when I'm talking to you, do you know what? I was visualizing that monk. What a renunciation, purity, love.
What's the difference between work as worship and work is worship?
Work and work as
Work is.
work is.
What's the difference?
Work as worship, at that time, still you are not achieved the highest stage. You are thinking that work as if it is consider him as my worship. But at that time, do you know what happens? Your work becomes worship. Suppose I am cooking. That is my worship. I am cooking for the Lord. I am performing ritual here. Same thing, I am cooking. I am reading. I am lecturing. So every action becomes worship.
But how does work as become work is?
Work as, at that time, you are still, your mind is not fully convinced that, perhaps, it is in between. As, let me give you what other example I can give to you. Work as. But Bhajananda, what do you think? Work as worship?
I think when I sometimes think work as worship is it's a mental attitude, but not realization yet.
He is right.
So you're pretending.
Yeah, mentally you are thinking that, but work is worship, and actually it is transformed as worship, is worship.
So it's the bhav.
Yeah, bhava, attitude. My attitude, that is still that. I knew a Swami, he told, my work has become worship.
What can I do to get that bhav? What can I do to get this bhav?
Bhava.
This work is worship, not work as worship.
When selfishness goes away, at that time you can feel it, that I am not doing anything for myself. As Swami Vivekananda used to say, that even if I do anything wrong That also I judge for others. I never judge anything for myself. Every action is worship. Sri Ramakrishna's, every action is worship.
But Maharaj, how to get rid of selfishness?
Hmm?
How to get rid of selfishness?
How to get rid of selfishness?
Yes.
Very difficult. Because human beings always think about himself. But I think when time comes, you see God in the Atman, same Atman dwells in everything. So serving others, I am serving myself. That one is the highest stage, complete eradication of selfishness. It is difficult, but if you reach Swami Vivekananda's life, you can see that, like he says about Buddha, he never took a single breath for himself. He's 100% unselfish. Reach Swamiji's Karma Yoga, then we will understand what is called Anashakti.
What's the word, Swamiji?
Hmm?
What's that word? Anashakti?
Anashakti,
Anashakti.
non-attachment.
Non-Shakti. Oh, non-Shakti.
Kim, I corrected it and sent to that editor. How many people are there?
About 10 right now, live. We posted on YouTube tonight, and then it gets
Yes.
taken out on live.